All right, today you guys are going to be taking 2.3 notes on theme analysis paragraph structure. So the document that you guys have has fill in the blanks. We call this close notes, meaning that most of the notes are done for you. You just have to fill them in. All right, so you're going to see things that are in underline, just going through the order. Please fill it in your notes. All right, so we're going to follow a T structure. So you're going to be looking at theme, evidence, and analysis. And it doesn't mean that you're only writing 3 sentences. It's just this is kind of the order and structure for a paragraph. All right, so the first thing you're going to have is a topic sentence. Your topic sentence is going to state the theme that you see in this text. You should also reference typically the author and title if it is the first paragraph. You're also going to make a claim about what the author is saying. So the theme is like the big idea, but a true theme statement is making an argument or a claim about what the author is saying. And it's about life, it's about human nature, the human experience. It's kind of a universal truth that could be present in other literature, other books, things like that. So a sample sentence starter could be something like in the short story by the author or the author, and then a verb explores the theme of, and then you would explain the theme and then why to demonstrate that. Depending upon how you write your theme statement, you may not need to demonstrate that or something similar. All right, your second part of your paragraph is going to be evidence. So your evidence needs an introduction, so you need to introduce it with a lead in, like we practiced in 2.1 notes. You're also going to include a relevant passage from the text. So this is where you really need to be specific about what kind of or what passage you're going to use to support your theme. And typically it goes in order of the story. So you're not going to start with something from the very end. You're going to start with something that is like an early on example of whatever the theme is. You're going to make sure you use proper MLA citation format. So you're going to have your lead in, you're going to have your quote, then you're going to have your parenthetical citation with either the page or paragraph number only, and then the period is on the outside. So a sample sentence starter could be something like the theme is illustrated when. All right, you're going to have your next section of this paragraph. I'm not saying sentence because sometimes you might have more than one sentence. Your next section is going to be analysis. So after your evidence, you're going to explain how this supports your theme. So if you look back at our chart that we did for 2.2 practice, the first column where you wrote the what does this mean, that might be part of your lead in. It might be part of you explaining what that quote means. And then the why is this important is more of that analysis. So you do have to contextualize your evidence, but then you need to say something about your analysis, or sorry, your evidence and how it proves your theme. Make connections to that bigger picture. Discuss what it reveals about human nature. So try to go beyond just the text. An example sentence starter could be something as simple as this evidence reveals, or this shows the reader that. Don't say us, but you would say something like the reader or the audience. If you need more help with analysis, try answering these questions in how you're explaining the evidence. Like, how does it show the theme? This shows the theme by. What does it reveal about human nature? You can even say something like, this reveals blank about human nature. Or why is this significant? So the author is trying to prove or trying to say that. All right, then you've got just a basic checklist for your writing. So you're going to have your theme statement that is clear and specific, evidence that is relevant and properly cited in MLA, analysis that explains how the evidence shows the theme. Don't just restate the quote. How does it prove your theme? How does it connect to larger significance beyond the text? What is it saying about human nature? You have proper transitions to link the ideas. So you can say like, also, in addition, furthermore. And then also your whole paragraph should maintain a formal academic tone. All right, you're good to go for 2.3 practice, where you're actually going to be writing a paragraph.